Everyone talks about how XDefiant will kill Call of Duty. But we are asking this question at the wrong time, because this question can easily be answered when the game is officially out for 6 to 7 months. The buzz around Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 initially was very strong, but only these past couple of months is where the game has been losing a lot of its player base. XDefiant, on the other hand, has been just out for a few days, so the game won't be killing or replacing Call of Duty. But XDefiant has done 5 things absolutely right. The movement of the game is pretty good because it gives you the old school feeling of Call of Duty, just like how it was in the original Call of Duty Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2. The same is the case with the gunplay because it is tight and it feels like the older Call of Duty games. The time to kill is also higher as compared to Call of Duty. The maps are very well designed and are also compact in some way and very vibrant. The factions are the interesting part of this game as they come from the past Ubisoft games and they have their own abilities. The factions might be the thing that people might have mixed reactions over. However, these abilities that these factions have, they are not over the top crazy, but they are actually very much grounded. These factions represent the past games that Ubisoft has worked on, such as Division, Ghost Recon, Far Cry 6, Splinter Cell, and even Watch Dogs 2. Now that's an interesting thing to do because now you're combining all these universes in some way to this particular game. So now everybody has their own preferences based on what factions they like, and some factions might be a little bit better than the other faction. These are the biggest reasons that drive everyone to play XDefiant. But can this be enough to compete with Call of Duty? Now that is very hard to say because it's just been a few days, and at the same time, it's a small studio working on this game. XDefiant is made by a smaller studio in Ubisoft who don't have a lot of budget. However, it is led by Mark Rubin, who has worked in the Call of Duty games before. He knows the Call of Duty player base well and might have a better knowledge on what the players want. He has been super active on Twitter, tweeting non-stop about the things that have been added to the game and the things that are being fixed. So it definitely looks like the team behind this game wants people to enjoy this game as well as they want to listen to your feedback. But the same was the case with another free-to-play title made by a small studio that is called Splitgate. In 2021, Splitgate became super popular in a few days, gaining over 200,000 players. The game was generally catered towards the Halo fans, but at the same time, everybody who loves FPS jumped into this game because it was free to play and had portals in it. However, soon the player base dropped from 70,000 to 1,000. And in 2022, the devs stopped the development of Splitgate because even though they did everything in the playbook, it was not able to bring back players to the game. Now the reason behind this might be because of the competitive nature of how these free-to-play titles are. For example, there's Apex Legends, there's Fortnite, there's Valorant. So maybe Splitgate was not able to compete with those games. It's hard to make a live service game like this which is free to play. That has great potential, but unfortunately something just does not click. Even Bungie, the developers behind Destiny 2, it took them a while to figure things out. They made tons of mistakes and now they are at a position where Sony is taking their help to make their live service game. Call of Duty, on the other hand, are seasoned players and they have been doing this for quite a long time. Even though the player base has dropped quite significantly from 400,000 players to only 100,000, that's still a lot of players. But players are still not happy with Call of Duty in general because the game has gone through various changes, and that includes how many Call of Duty games are out there because each Call of Duty game has their own variation of changes. But with Modern Warfare 2, the game made certain changes that made fans angry, and one of them was slide cancellation, which was removed for no reason. Many fans also don't like the current state of Call of Duty because of not having enough content, fresh new maps, and also just not listening to players' feedback. Instead, Call of Duty is just giving out content without doing anything about the existing content. And that's why XDefiant works so well, because it's able to pull in all those Call of Duty players who are not so happy with the current state of Call of Duty and enjoy this sort of old school feel of Call of Duty with XDefiant, and at the same time doing something new by adding abilities. Moreover, the game is under the umbrella of Ubisoft. Now, Ubisoft does drop their game from time to time. However, there are few games that does so well, just like Rainbow Six Siege, which came out so many years ago but continues to go stronger, get new content updates, and player base are still happy with the way Rainbow Six is. So if the developers are able to bring better content for the players, listen to player feedback, and make necessary changes as they're doing it right now, and at the same time fix some of the issues, then this game might be able to maintain a good player base. However, will the developers get enough time on working on these things? Well, only time will tell, because if the developers do not get enough time and rush into releasing something that the players already love, then there will be backlash. And that's exactly what happened with The Last of Us. Check this video out, why PlayStation games somewhat become a disaster when they come out on PC.